everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a little overview of my server computer. This is actually a pretty decent computer, and first I'm going to be shutting it down. So I'm going to be showing you the inside. You can see it's running Windows 7. Although I'm still debating on whether I want to go to XP or if I want to stay with Windows 7 or experiment around a little bit, but for the time being, staying on Windows 7. Okay, so what is in this computer? Okay, I'm going to unplug it. And I'm going to get a light on it, or at least get a light. You know what? Actually, instead of turning on a bunch of lights, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my portable flashlight. Yippee. Okay, so I'm just going to point that in the computer so you can see it. So what do we have in here? Well, I just upgraded this. Sorry if the video is kind of bad. I don't really have any good lights to use on this. But what we have in here is a stock. It's not stock Intel cooler, but it's a crappy cooler. I just bought a Arctic Silver, not Arctic Silver, but an Arctic Freezer 7 Pro, it's called, for this machine, so that'll make this run cooler. Here's my Wi-Fi card. This is just a Netgear WNA3100 wireless N card. Just have it plugged into the internal USB 2 card. Then over here we have the newest piece of hardware in this computer. This is a Seagate 500 gigabyte laptop drive, really. Really what it was is it was an expansion drive I picked up at the store. And I couldn't find any standalone hard drives, didn't want to wait for it, so I bought the USB 3 version. Now I have an extra USB 3 controller, but I bought the USB 3 version and I took it out and mounted it in here. I have a SATA port going to the motherboard, and then here I have my power, or my Molex to SATA converter, since the power supply that's in here right now does not have Molex, or does not have SATA. I have two 4 GB 6 of RAM, DDR2, the Core 2 quad at 2.4 GHz. Let's see. Show you what we have on the back here. So we have our basic power supply I told you about. It's just a 200 watt. Then we have a side panel that is not latched on correctly. I'll latch that on in a second. So we have parallel port, I believe. We have DVI, VGA, and 4 USB 2 ports, a Ethernet port, and our 5.1 surround, or 3.1, or whatever it is. And then we have the external USB hub. I do have the I/O shield for this, but the case is bent in this particular area enough that the I/O shield won't go in place. So, kinda sucks. On the front, I did a little modding. Okay, so the power button for this thing had worn out. So if you look, I had a nice new power button. So you can just go wah, 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 turn it on. So this power button doesn't have anything in it. I might put the button just back in there just so it does a click to it. And I also want to put the lights back in so I can see more stuff about it. But then I have a DVD drive here. This is an old DVD drive, but it works. It's an IDE drive. That's why you saw that IDE ribbon cable in here. I have a nicer one somewhere, but for now this is going to work. So it's just a Seagate drive in the back here. And like I said, it works good. So basically what's in here is extra I had laying around. 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 Bought this. And this came with an IDE to SATA converter that didn't work. This came from, well, I got that today from Radio Shack. The button came from Radio Shack today. So this is about $100 PC after I'm done cleaning this up and getting it all working. Because everything else was just left over from my last gaming computer. So I'm going to set it like that. Actually, I'm going to set it like this. I'm going to fix the side panel that isn't on right. So this is from a work computer my dad brought home. In this case anyway. So you can see it has an HP and then it says HP and compact down at the bottom. I don't know why it says both. That's for my keyboard and mouse that I use for this computer. Let's get this thing power. And I'm going to power it up because I have it set after power loss because I was going away for a couple days. Okay, so we're going to reconfigure here. I'm not going to do screen capture because I'm just using integrated graphics card. Well, an integrated graphics card. Those aren't typically all that great. So I'm going to turn the lights off and we'll get going. So you can see it's not like a fast SSD or anything. It's just a hard drive. And it's a laptop drive at best, so it's not going to be very fast, but it's a server. Once it's up, it's fine. This is why I'm debating on if I want to put XP into this computer to make it faster. If you're wondering what the hard drive I was using previous to this, I'm waiting for the Minecraft server to load. It was an 80 gigabyte Western Digital Caviar. I think it's Caviar. Yeah, it says Caviar, plain Caviar. And it's an IDE drive, so this is, yeah. It was still quiet. I mean, hey, this thing's quiet. But it was just getting small for my needs. I don't really have much loaded onto the server at the moment. So you can see it's done starting Minecraft. I have a bunch of mods for that. We have the local disk C. You can't read it because I need to make it clearer, I guess. Sorry about the flicker. It's an old monitor. I'm sorry if it's a little unclear. But I have a local disk C. I have backup drive, which was just, I don't know what is taking up space on it. It would be a recycle bin. In system volume information, it's a backup drive. I don't need that. Okay, well that's deleting. I'll keep showing you more about it. So there's a server drive, which has Minecraft, system volume information, recycle bin, XAMPP, which is my website. So if you were to go on to Game Man, I'm deleting files right now. Still discovering items. Wonderful. Okay, so if you went to iPod, run keyboard. So if you went to iPodTalkCenter.com, and that actually went to it. This page is being served by this particular server. It's being served by this computer. So yeah, you get your fruity ass moving. So then I have Minecraft. The next drive I have is a personal server, which is pretty much anything I want in Oblivion goes onto this drive. And they're both accessible over my network. I'll show that in a minute. So I have a Windows 8 virtual disk image. So that's basically an installed copy for virtual machine or VMware. Whatever. Okay, so you can see that's gone. Now that's an empty drive. Now I can make it bigger. But so you can see it's a DVD RW drive. Windows Media Center, you can see, is not the fastest loading. By any stretch of the imagination, want to see how fast an SSD will do it. I mean, we're still waiting for it to go on here, but then again, it can still be processing, deleting. So, like, I can press the button, and it's up. It's funny how these monitors have, like, different waves. But, just because I had the exposure down so low on this camera. This is not a media computer, so it doesn't really matter how fast that goes. So you can see I installed the basic Windows theme just for the hell of it. Also, this disk has been defragged. Let's just take a look at it. So I had went and deleted the page file and everything. I'm gonna put it on the backup drive. Rename it to page. So that's at the end of the drive. So let's take a look. Little red dots are eating my hard drive up. Yeah, I probably should do it. So I'm gonna let that go. So basically this is what serves every single web page off the website and every single bit of Minecraft, and it's been going for quite a while now, except the hard drive replacements. But, I mean, this thing still works perfect. It still has a good SATA, or a good smart record and everything. It's still like 95% fitness. It's just getting old, and I'd rather go for a newer drive. And this drive is faster. This one gets like 77-ish megabytes per second, and this one gets like 50. I think that might be a restriction of the IDE, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So you can see that's going to take a little while. I think I need to finish on this server drive. And this one's waiting. So I think that's going to be done for this video. Alright, bye.